External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar spoke about India's policy on dealing with terrorism and how it's changed since 2014, which is when the BJP came to power. Jaishankar said that India finds it difficult to maintain relationships with Pakistan and that we are responsible for it. Because back in 1947, when Pakistan had sent tribal invaders into Kashmir and the army countered them and the integration of the state took place, while the Indian army was taking its action, Jaishankar said that we stopped and went to the UN and mentioned the work of the tribal invaders instead of terrorism. What the External Affairs Minister also said was that if we, from the very start, were clear that Pakistan is using terrorism, then we would have had a very different policy. Beyond this, the External Affairs Minister said that the answer to terrorists cannot have any rules, reaffirming India's strong stance to cross-border terrorism.
There are countries with whom we can ask, should we maintain relationship Pakistan? One very, very difficult one is Pakistan. 2014 में नरेंद्र मोदी आए, पर ये प्रॉब्लम जो है 2014 में शुरू नहीं हुई थी. मुंबई अटैक हुआ था, तब भी नहीं हुई थी. ये हुई थी 1947 में. In no situation is terrorism acceptable, or if any neighbor or anybody else, need not even be neighbor, anybody uses terrorism कि भाई मैं terrorism के through मैं आपको negotiating table में लाऊंगा, this should never be accepted. मुंबई के बाद यूपीए के NSA थे, उन्होंने कहा कि this minister looked at it, that minister looked at it, सब लोग मिले, बहुत analyze किया, वो plus minus देखा, फिर हमने decide किया that the cost of attacking Pakistan is more than the cost of not attacking Pakistan. Terrorists do not play by any rules. The answer to terrorists cannot have any rules.
Now, to get us more on the significance of this, we're crossing over to my colleague Srinjoy, who joins us. Srinjoy, I think these are very significant statements that are coming in from the External Affairs Minister, once again putting the onus of our tense ties with Pakistan on previous governments.
There is a difference between the way this government has dealt with Pakistan and terrorism and previous governments. Well, if you remember 2611, which Jaishankar spoke about, at that time, there was a question, can we strike back? The Air Force Chief at that time, Fali Major, was ready to strike back. He said, I can do that. But at that time, no decision was taken. I remember a very senior diplomat telling me that with tears in his eyes almost, that, well, we have a few friends in Pakistan. If we do that strike, we won't have any friends left, which is why a strike at the end of the day was not taken. Decision to go into Pakistan and hit Pakistan where it hurt was not taken for whatever reason by the government at that point. In contrast, it has to be said that Balakot happened, and before that, there was a surgical strike. So this government has made it very clear that if there is a terrorist attack, we will hit back. And one argument in favor of this is that after Balakot, there has been very few major terrorist strikes. Now, this government, of course, has a choice. After the elections, will India talk with Pakistan? At this point, Jaishankar is making it very clear that he doesn't want to talk with a country which uses terrorism as a form of diplomacy.